This is episode 188 of the Until Next Week podcast. Dane is not here. Great.
We're back, baby.
But Jack is calling in via Florida, and we're going to have a quick one for you today, and hopefully it'll be good. Yeah, shout out to Dane not communicating well. And Jack, you know all about that, don't you? How do you not communicate well?
My wife tells me every day.
Yeah, that's what I figured would be the case. But Jack,
this might be a quick one today.
I know, it probably will be. But Jack does not have a lot of time, so we're going to get right into it, and let's see how this goes.
This is the Usain Bolt of podcast episodes, baby.
Yeah, we're back. We are so back to episode 188 of the Until Next Week podcast. Jack, can you still hear me?
I can still hear you. Am I coming in loud and clear?
Yeah, you're coming in clear. You're coming in hot like a fajita. But
this is what we call a Christian drive-by. I'm driving in the car doing a podcast.
Yeah.
And that may or may not be legal, but we call it a Christian drive-by where we're spitting the truth.
I don't think they have a lot of specifications on if you can record a podcast and drive at the same time. It might be the next big thing. Like texting and driving, yeah, that's bad. Watching YouTube or videos while driving, bad. Recording a podcast, we don't know. We don't know yet.
If I get pulled over, it'd be hilarious.
That would be some of the best content ever, man.
Sergeant Miller, what do you have to say to the podcast?
Well, also, if you get pulled over, that probably means there'll be more time for you to be on the pod, because then you'll have an excuse later on, like, hey, why were you late? Well, I was pulled over and recording a pod at the same time. But yeah, we'll just get straight into it. Some updates from the week. I'm grateful for my former K-Life guys. Shout out to all of them. This past week, we decided to randomly go and play some Spikeball because all of them are going back to their campuses essentially next week. We're going to play some sand volleyball, but we got to the courts and looked like there was a girls' camp going on, and we didn't want to show off too much. So I know. So we decided to move away from there and be a little humble. And play some Spikeball. First time I've played in probably years, and it's so good. I love Spikeball. Jack, what are your thoughts on Spikeball really quick?
I love Spikeball. I got to give a shout out to one of my college buddies, Matt Smith. I don't know if he listens to the pod, but Ryan Rockwell knows who he is.
Yeah.
He introduced me to Spikeball, and let's just say I was downright awful. Like, definition of I would get cooked every time.
Well, you got to have hand-eye coordination, and you were a pitcher for baseball.
Yeah, but anyone who knows me knows I'm a little clumsy, and it doesn't fare well for me. But on a scale of cook to cooking, how would you rate your pickleball? Spikeball skills.
At least in the group that I was in, I think I was cooking pretty well. I lost only like one or two games, but it was because of my partner, not me. It was never because of me.
It's always.
But yeah, we were on like some turf fields, so we were able to go barefoot. We were running around every which way, and it was honestly just a very solid time. There was a couple times where the teams we were playing, they preemptively started cheering because they thought they got the point, but I was like, no. He's running 40 feet away, but then he's going to hit it back to me, and then I'm going to set him up, and he's going to spike it, and then we're going to get in your face. So that's what happened more than one time, and oh man, it was so good. It was just nice seeing all those guys as well before they go back to their colleges for what would be, I guess, their sophomore year of high school. A lot of them are like on sports teams, whether that's football or track or whatever else. So being able to do kind of one last hurrah before that happens was a very, very good time. So grateful for the K-Life guys. Only other
Daniel, you're a role model of leadership and discipleship.
That's what I was trying to do. You know, I don't always thrive in those areas, but when I have opportunities like this, I want to make up for it when I can. And after leading them for 3 to 4 years, it was nice being able to still stay in touch, and they haven't blocked my number yet. So that's a plus. Only other quick update I really had was I went to see the new Spiderman last night, and everybody dies.
No spoilers.
Oh, sorry. No spoilers.
Thank you, Tom Holland.
No, I won't give any spoilers, but it was honestly a very good movie. It was for sure the best Marvel movie they've dropped since what was that, Spiderman like 3, whenever they had like Andrew Garfield.
Okay.
And
yeah, I was about to say.
yeah, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. And honestly, I think you could make the argument that it might have been the best Spider-Man they've had with Tom Holland. It was very, very good.
Oh.
Very good story. It was like, I don't know. You have to go see it, but it was a very solid movie. And one quick movie hack for you: if you go to a movie theater that has reclining seats and your reclining seat happens to not work during the movie at Lauren, after the movie, you can go to them and tell them about the great pain you suffered without having a reclining seat, and they'll give you a free movie pass. So that's what happened as well.
Samuel, you don't need a recliner seat. You just stick your legs out and they're on the other person's chair in front of you.
I know. Well, we were front row. So you didn't have a lot of space. Unfortunately, in the front row, I was blocking everybody's view, though, being tall and everything. But overall, again, very solid movie. Highly recommend it. Go see the new Spider-Man. And if you have a Spidey suit, put it on, because more than one person had those. So, Jack.
I'll give my quick updates. But I got to say, I love that you're playing Spikeball with people. I've always said that Spikeball is the pickleball for people who play hacky sack.
I really like that. That's a good point. That's good.
Yeah, and don't wear shoes. So that's my hot take on Spikeball.
Yeah, we should have got one of those lines out that you like balance on or whatever. I don't know what that's called.
Yeah. Oh, they had all of those back in college. It was me and all of the people who were in their bare feet and eating granola.
Yeah, all those hippies.
Oh, whoa.
What about you? What else has been happening?
Updates of the week, real quick. No Midwestern goodbyes or hellos in this podcast. I went to Michigan to visit my grandpa and my parents this week.
Yep.
Just trying to care for him. It's kind of a downer, but he has cancer, and so just trying to care for him and lift up his spirits. We watched a lot of baseball. We watched the Cubs beat the Cardinals a lot of times, except for that walk-off.
But he's a
Did
Cardinals.
You see that walk-off?
He's a Cardinals fan.
He is a Cardinals fan.
That's not good. The walk-off's good, though.
Yeah, he's a Cardinals fan. My dad's a Cubs fan, and the Brewers are still in first place. So go Brewers. Yeah. But we did had some great conversation talking about God and our purpose in Christ being greater than the obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got to spend some time in the Word and having devos with my grandpa. It was pretty cool. And last update, I grilled for the first time ever in my life. So yes, I finally got my man card.
Well, so will that, it was your first time grilling, will also be your last, or did it turn out okay?
Oh no, they turned out fantastic. Usually my wife does all the grilling because she's like, I can't wait for you to get home. I got to start on it now.
Yeah.
And, but I was like, you know what? I need to learn how to do this because I want to be a grill meister when I have young Jack Juniors running around that we can make burgers.
That's me a good time. I'm now.
So that's my updates of the week.
Yep. And also, just so everybody knows, Jack doesn't know when I'm clicking these buttons, but right now I'm clicking grinds my gears.
I can hear it. I can hear it.
Oh, can you actually?
Yes.
Oh, well, that is better than what I thought was going to happen. To keep it moving, though, what grinds my gears is striking out with haircuts. I have been very untimely going to the barber shop as of late. I went the other week. I was like, okay, texted my barber guy. I was like, can I get in there before like 5 o'clock when he closed? And he's like, yeah, I'll be here like all week and whatever else. So like, show up, got off at work a little bit early on a Monday, went to the barber, and they were closed. Apparently, they're not open on Mondays. So I waited like a week or so, and I went back to the barber again, got there around 4:15, give or take. The previous week when I was texting him, he was like, yeah, so we close at 5. We usually cut off haircuts at 4:30. So I was like, 4:15 should be good. Walk in. Do not see my normal barber, but there's 2 other people cutting hair, and they're like, yeah, we're done after these people that we're cutting right now. And I'm like, do you just not want my money? I don't understand. What's the deal here? So I also left defeated after also leaving work early once again. And then finally, yesterday, I went back, tried for a 3rd time, went in there, saw my barber, and he cut my hair. So it was a good day after striking out the first 2 times. But I was pretty annoyed until he finally cleaned up that mess.
Thanks. They cut you off before they cut your hair off.
Yes. The first day was my mistake because I didn't realize they're closed on Mondays. The second day, he was not there, and the other barbers are like, we don't want your money, so we're cutting you off. And then the 3rd day, he just cut my hair, and I'm now in a better mood. Otherwise, we could not have recorded this morning. I would have been in tears.
Your hair would have been looking like a hippie after all that hacky stack spikeball you're playing.
It was getting bad. It was getting pretty bad. He did give me a little rat tail though, so that was plus. What was that?
Sorry. I was just gonna say, when I was growing up, I always wanted to go to the barber and say, "Give me the Jedi Padawan. Give me the short buzz cut with the little long hair hanging from the side." And then I realized that doesn't look too good.
No, but you should still try it.
I go to Luke Wu. You remember Luke Wu?
Oh yeah, he lives by you.
He lives in Tampa, so I go and get my haircut with Luke Wu. Kanakuk rep. He's awesome. So he's cool.
Yeah, I never got his haircut at Kanakuk, but I know he was giving it to like everybody, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
let's go. So what grinds your gears?
Grinds my gears. First off, I'm going to talk about airports. Grind my gears. First off, when you're at an airport, the drop-off and pickup lanes are not for people to camp out for 20 minutes. I'm talking you, Debbie, in the red Toyota Camry.
Okay.
These people, like, there's 3 or 4 lanes, and I'm sure Michael Fuller will chime in at some point on airport rules. But like, when people are camping out in the, you can camp out in the right lane if you know your party is there and you can see them. If not, go away in the cell phone lot. But if you're camping out in the far right and the middle 2 lanes, that just grinds my gears. There's no other way to put it. And then second, when people are like rushing to get off the plane and they're like cutting the people in front of them and like hurrying up, and they're like, and like people stand up so suddenly, I'm like, first off, if you're in that big of a rush, probably shouldn't have booked a connecting flight with only a 1-hour layover. Yeah. Because there's always delays. And it's like it's this like competition to see who can go the fastest. It's the weirdest thing. Do you agree or no?
I mean, I think it's pretty accurate. People forget a lot of etiquette rules when they're at the airport, but that's also their time to shine because they were not the athletes in high school. They always kind of were picked last. They're like, for once, I will be first off the plane. And that's their only opportunity nowadays to win something.
It's really true. It's funny you say that. We didn't rehearse this, but that goes into my last follow-up point is
Let's go.
I think all physicals that you should get from your doctor should include comprehensive like fitness assessments that like mirror your the things that you do in the airport, because I think the airport is the ultimate test of fitness for the average adult that doesn't do any sports.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to lift up luggage into the overhead. You're like running with 50-pound bags to your next gate, like a mile away. And it's kind of funny, but also kind of sad when you see people in the airport and they're just like, you just don't have it. Like you need to go go to the gym or something. I don't know if that's insensitive, but that's just something I was thinking about.
It's not insensitive. It's just true. That's why I think you should start a new workout program at the airports. You could be like one of those overhead voices that talks to people like over the intercom system, and you can be like, hey, everybody drop down, give me 20 right now. You can tell them to pick up the pace. You can really call out those Debbies out there at the airport. And I think you could be that motivational speaker they all need. And that's how we make America strong again. Why did I just say that? Talk to a guy from talk to a guy in Florida, and it goes downhill quick.
Last follow-up point, I'm making my kids do push-ups when they act up. That's then the grinds my gears.
Well, no, but the thing is, you'll have perfect kids, so you'll need to make sure they do push-ups when they don't act up as well.
100%.
But either way, whether you're good, you get rewarded. We'll do a push-up competition. You're bad, you're getting punished, you're doing push-ups. And either way, they get shredded, and that's how you make the next great athlete. Yeah. Nice. Well,
great point.
Sports talk.
Yo, it's that time of day, so listen up, because it's time for some sports talk. The segment where we boldly analyze things we barely watched. Did we do research?
Factually, no. Emotionally, yes.
We're talking Big Daddy hacks, devastating sacks, and fourth quarter comebacks. But most importantly, no sucker.
The St. Louis Cardinals, they had us in the first half. Not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie.
This was a rebuilding year, and they very much outpaced expectations during the first half. There was talks like maybe we should buy at the All-Star break to try to make a better team to compete. Like maybe we don't need to trade away all our players. And then since the All-Star break, they decided to go 4-11, and they are under 500 for the first time all season. And I'm like, come on. I know we should have had zero expectations for this year, but it's always a little disappointing. So that has not been ideal. But on the bright side, at least this will lead them to trade away some players that they maybe shouldn't have kept in the first place. Will make us better in the future. So that way, when the Brewers lose in the first round this year, we can just make sure they don't make the playoffs at all next year. Just two other quick hits for sports. Definitely puns intended. A name I've been seeing thrown around. Matt Holliday was the great Cardinals Hall of Famer for several years. Amazing hitter. One of our last great players before the mess of a team we've had the past several years. But he has two sons, one of which, Jackson Holliday, is in the major leagues. And then he has another son, Ethan Holliday, who's tearing up the minor leagues. And there's a chance the Baltimore Orioles want to move several players. One of which, maybe Jackson Holliday. And as a Cardinals fan, and as if I was the GM, like, what could I do right now to make Cardinals fans excited? You trade for Jackson Holliday to get your third baseman of the future, because if you get Jackson Holliday, it's only a matter of time until you trade for Ethan Holliday, which means Matt Holliday will come home and be the hitting coach, and all will be right with this world once again.
That's a bold prediction.
We'll see how that goes. I don't know how high their asking price would be, but honestly, I think we have enough prospects that we could trade to get him. It just depends if the Orioles want to deal with us or not, but I would be down for it. I think that could be pretty fun. Obviously, he's having a down year a little bit, but he's still very young, and I think he has a very high ceiling. It could be pretty cool seeing him with the Redbirds on the bat on his jersey. And then finally, really quickly, the fantasy baseball league we're in, no one knows how to play. And I'm speaking specifically to one of Ryan Rockwell's dad's uncles, brothers, sisters. Oh my, I don't know who these people. I don't know if it was Jace. Maybe it was Jason this time.
It's Jason. I think Mr. Rockwell. That's his dad.
Yeah, he made some crazy trades, some of which I mentioned last week with Ryan, and then this week, one of the biggest players in the trade he did with Ryan, he dropped. He dropped Kyle Tucker, who's arguably, when healthy, one of the best players in Major League Baseball. He's not had a great year this year, but that was one of the big players he traded with Ryan. And then he made a trade with Dane this week and dropped Kyle Tucker. What are you doing? And I am very frustrated. Obviously, I'm tearing up this league currently in first place because no one can score points against me when they play. But still, I'm like, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. And I just want to know your quick thoughts, and then let me know your sports talk for the week, Jack.
I'm going to be super quick. No, quick thoughts. I'm going to say something about the Jackson Holliday.
Yeah.
I think he does have a good upside, but I think he's having a down year, and he's playing in a division with very weak pitching. That division has not had good pitching this year, except for Rasmussen and a couple of Rays players, and a few, but like, I think the AL East is that's right, they're the AL East, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's such a weak pitching division for him to have a down year. That's a risky move for anyone to pick him up. He still has a lot to prove. Fantasy baseball, it is what it is. I've been doing it for years, so I'm just going to move on from that. I got trade deadline hot takes for 2 seconds. Can I chime in?
Do it.
Dodgers get Screwball. Brewers get Mason Miller. The Rays get Luis Arias. Kevin Gausman goes to the Braves. Robbie Ray goes to the Cubs, and Adley, is it Rutschman,
yep.
I think is his name, goes to the Yankees, because the Yankees are poo-poo and have no catcher. Boom, I'm done.
Okay, I like that. Those are all, unfortunately, probably pretty accurate guesses, especially with Screwball to the Dodgers, because the Dodgers have to buy everybody or trade for everybody, so that's unfortunate. But what's not unfortunate is our main segment.
Okay, we've officially thrown the script out the window. It's time for the main segment. And honestly, who knows where this is going? We don't, you don't, God does, but he's not telling.
Welcome back to our main segment. We still got Jack for about 12 more minutes. So for part of it, we are going to rank or draft the top phone apps. This will be interesting.
Are you one or two?
Do you really have a high need of one over the other?
No.
Or what do you want to be?
I'll be number 2.
Okay, good. Well, then we'll go 5 apiece. I'll start it off here with the pick that will win it all for me. Number 1 overall, the Bible app.
Overrated. I have so much to say about this later.
Well, I have to pick it number 1 because if I don't, then I'm denying Christ, and that's not what you want to do on this podcast. We say that every single week. So if I pick the Bible app number 1, I should be in a good spot, especially if I was into, what's it called? Dang it, this would have been a good joke if I could think of the word. Prosperity gospel. Then, that was the joke, but then I forgot my thought process. But either way, Bible app number 1. You gotta, if you're going out into public, you gotta have your sword on you at all times. So there we go.
Crazy.
Yep.
Reason I like physical Bible. The reason I don't like the Bible app as like a necessity is number 1, Satan and sin can't distract you. There's so many times I'm on the Bible app and I just feel like I use it, but I just feel like I'm so easily distracted by my phone. And like I like a physical Bible because I feel the weight and texture of something that sets apart my phone in the world from some of that way I distract out. I'm not just trying to discount your take, but just some hot take on the Bible app.
No, it's good. I prefer to dual wield. Have both on me just in case,
That's a great take.
So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I guess you can just carry one with you if you prefer, but I decided to double up if need be.
That's awesome. Do I get 2?
Yeah, you do.
Give me Spotify and then Netflix. Boom, boom.
Honestly, Netflix didn't make my list.
Yeah, Spotify, Netflix, I have downloaded everything and anything I ever need for offline travel. And I have the amount of media for listening, learning, watching, streaming, anything that I want. Those are 2 powerhouse picks. Your pick.
Yeah, very good. Next up for me, you just got to take it early. It's the one game of play, Clash of Clans. It's been around for way too long, has taken up way too much of my time, but it is a classic game that somehow has not died. And it's just a very easy game to like listen to a podcast, play that in the background, being on a road trip, play that in the background, be in the middle of church, play that. Don't play that in the background, guys.
Whoa,
don't play in the background.
On a date with Laura.
Don't do it any of those places. But it is a very solid game, so I'll pick that number 2 overall. And then number 3, I will go YouTube. YouTube's a very good app.
YouTube is good.
We almost drafted our top YouTube channels earlier, so I'm like, well, I guess I gotta pick this as one of our top apps. Just a very good app to use when you're eating, especially at work. You don't want to talk to people. Put in the headphones, watch a quick YouTube video, and you'll be living life pretty well. So those are my top 3 so far. Jack, what do you got?
I'm gonna go Duolingo.
Oh, okay. See.
I've been killing it on. I've been killing it on Spanish. I'm probably going to learn Russian next. I'm trying to be James Bond. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Yep. I get that.
I get another pick, right?
Yes.
I'm going to go. Give me Grok, the AI. Shout out to Elon.
Of course you go Grok.
ChatGPT. Who?
Yeah.
Give me Grok.
Of course. Okay. Any other thoughts there, or do you want me to do my last 2?
Last 2, and then I got my last one.
Okay, perfect. Next up, I have the Chick-fil-A app, specifically when they send you a free sandwich survey. There's nothing that hits harder than when you go to Chick-fil-A and then right afterwards they're like, answer a few questions to get a free sandwich sent your way. And I'm like, yes, let's go. The Chick-fil-A app is right up there in the same folder as my Bible app. You got to have the 2 Christian apps in the same area. But overall, just a great way to skip the line, get your order in early, get a few points, and blow some dollars all during the process. But if you get the free sandwich survey or they send you anything else randomly free, you've hit the jackpot. It's a good day. And then
amazing.
Finally, my last pick in a not so similar realm, I'm going Google Maps. You might ask, What are you doing? I'm like, well, I am being more efficient with my time because I'm using Google Maps because I know how to get anywhere. For the Facebook Marketplace deals, know how to get there. For when I'm randomly visiting a friend in whatever city, I know how to get there. For when I want to spy on my friends and know what their house looks like from space, I know how to do it. And it's just a good app altogether. Way better than the freaking Apple Maps that people still use. I'm like, what are you doing?
Whoa.
Google Maps, and that's not. No, this isn't even debatable. I won't debate it because there's no reason to. Google Maps is so much better. I remember when Apple Maps initially came out, everybody's like, "What's this crap that Apple just dropped?" And Google has pretty much had it perfect since the beginning. And I know that even nowadays, like Apple's starting to use more and more Google technology because they realized Google is better. So that is my final pick. Jack, what do you got?
My final pick is Strava or It Didn't Happen.
I like that. That's good.
And then honorable mentions, I also had the Chick-fil-A rewards, the chess app. I've been killing it with chess.
Mm-hmm.
And the Pokédex app for whenever I want to play Pokemon.
What did you say, chess or chest app? And specifically, if it was chest app, please specify. Is that like another Strava app?
No.
Oh, it's
chess.
not?
I've been playing. No.
Oh.
I've been playing chess against my brothers and cousins.
Oh, okay.
And let's just say I'm a rookie at it.
I see what we did there. A couple quick hits for me, just really quick. Also, Notes app, camera, Google Photos, text, Facebook Messenger, the phone, email, and then also the Taco Bell app between the ages of 19 to 25 years old, because that's when you should be going to Taco Bell most. And then finally, the Bloom app, which you can use my code Samuel14434 to get a discount if you want to lock down your phone every once in a while. So shout out Bloom. Bloom Card specifically, not a sponsor.
Amazing. I only have a couple minutes.
Okay, really quick. Where are we? Do you want to do a manifesto really quick, or do you want to do a quick Bible talk, or what do you want to do maybe to end it?
How about, do you want Jokes with Jack part 125 and a half?
And then you're done? Or do you have really quick time? Or really quick time?
I can do it. It's super quick. I can do jokes, manifesto, and Bible in a minute.
Okay. We are not going to click any of the sound effects. We're just going to go into it, and then I'll finish up by myself. Go for it.
Jokes with Jack. Why do cemeteries have fences in them?
Why is that?
Because everyone's dying to get in. Oh, brother. This guy
stinks. Yeah. Okay.
You gotta hit Dane's manifesto. Hit that.
Okay. There we go.
Driving, pull over. If you're walking, sit down. It's time for Dane's manifesto Jack version. And speaking of driving and walking, I'm going to talk about driving and walking and running etiquette. When you're driving, please always use your blinkers. They are not optional for turning or changing lanes.
Mm-hmm.
Stay 3 to 5 seconds behind the car ahead of you. And the left lane is for passing, the middle and right are for cruising, and the right is also for exiting. So please drive appropriate speed. In the left lane for passing, you can drive 5 miles an hour with the speed limit. And in the middle and right, you can drive the speed limit. Drive like a grandpa. It's awesome. That's the end. Oh, I forgot to say, walking and running rules are the same. They apply the same.
True.
I can say that, yeah.
And now finally, our number one sponsor of the week, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. And also, your sound is weird right now, but we'll go for it.
Okay. Go for it. This is some Bible talk I heard from my pastor this week. He made a great point during a sermon. He said, evangelism is very simple. It's just one beggar sharing food and truth with another beggar. And I thought that was pretty profound when he said that. You know, sometimes we can feel like we're really ministering to people and we're really trying to save the lost souls, and yet we are just as destitute and poor as them, and we need him every day. And I think about 1 Timothy 1:16. It says, I thank God because he has saved me, even though I was an insolent persecutor and opponent before. And 1 Timothy 1:20, his mercy has beckoned and called me to his service. And so both of those verses just really bring me back to like what living for Jesus is all about in discipleship and evangelism. So one better than another.
Let's go. I'll probably end up adding some of those sound effects in maybe after the fact, just to make it kind of vibe a little bit more. But do you have any last final hits for us before you have to go on your way and have to figure out a way to finish this up?
I can't think of anything else would just say thanks for the podcast. You guys brighten all of our days.
Oh.
Yeah, just thankful for you. So hope you have a great day.
You're a stud. I'll see you later, Jack.
All right, see you podcast. Bye.
See you. Bye. And he is finally gone. Sweet. Well, now it's just me. We'll see how this goes. So yes, we already did sports talk. We hit that. We hit the main segment. We had Jack's/Dane's manifesto, which means we now have Samuel's little known facts.
Sam's little known facts, out of the box and off the tracks. Oddball genius that knows about tax. Sam's little known facts, and he never listens to Jack.
Welcome back to part 73 of Samuel's little known facts. Yes, we just did the main segment, which was talking about the best apps on our phones, what we prefer, what we don't like, etc. Which made me think, like, what are actually the top 5 most downloaded apps of all time per estimates? And I got that pulled up here, so I'm going to share that with you now. I'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's start with number 5, Facebook Messenger. Yes, the app that all the parents use. 5.7 billion people have estimated to have downloaded this in their lifetime. Still use it quite a bit, not only for some communication, but also for some marketplace deals. So Facebook Messenger is number 5. Number 4, we got Instagram with an estimated lifetime downloads of 6.5 billion, which is, again, insane. One of those apps where if you want to waste a lot of time and feel self-conscious about yourself, get that downloaded ASAP. That's very important. Make sure to like other people's posts and make sure you really live your life to only get photos to post, because that's what life is all about. Number 3, we got Facebook with around 7.3 billion lifetime downloads. In a similar realm as Instagram, this is what really started it all for us. Yes, I mean depression. Facebook has been around since like 2005, 2006, was honestly a great app early on, and then it is now just a political spectrum and AI mess. But again, you can't have Facebook Messenger without Facebook, so you still need them both on your phone and for Marketplace for obvious reasons. Number 2, the app that should not be allowed in the US. Yes, I'm saying TikTok with 7.5 billion estimated lifetime downloads. This is one I don't really use, but please still subscribe to the Until Next Week podcast TikTok. We've not posted videos in 2 years, but that does not mean that you can't go back and watch the other ones every single day to bring some joy to your life. And, you know, all y'all probably need that, except when you're listening to the pod, because aren't you joyful right now? Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. And then number 1, all time, it is unfortunately not the Bible app, but it is WhatsApp. What WhatsApp? What app did you say? I said WhatsApp. Yes, with around 7.8 billion. This is the communication, I guess, app of choice for essentially the whole world, and just not us. I know it's big in like Latin America, Europe, Africa, and a lot of Asia, but there is some nice overlap in the US as well. I don't think I've really used it before, but 7.8 billion people have, so maybe I'm the one that's missing out. So those are the top 5 most downloaded apps of all time. And for a quick honorable mention, I will tell you that the Bible app has been downloaded roughly 1 billion plus times, which is pretty insane. So let's get those numbers up, people. If you don't have the Bible app on your phone, download it right now or else. So that is Samuel's little known facts, which means it's once again times for Jokes with Jack, for the Jack joke that he sent in earlier. And I'm going to play the sound effect either way right now.
And now it's time for Jokes with Jack.
Part 127, Jokes with Jack. He liked my...
Psych. It's not 127. It's 126. Here we go.
Back with Jokes with Jack, joke 126. Dane, let's see how good you are at your Bible trivia. Which Old Testament prophet was the easiest to execute? Easy kill.
And now it's time for...
So Jack's jokes suck.
I am confused. and I don't have Dane here, so this is unfortunate. And maybe I missed something very obvious there. I don't know. You don't know. Jack does, but he already hung up. Hopefully you found that funny. I'm laughing a lot right now, Jack. Great joke. I might have to play that again for Dane next week, and I can hear if he had any other thoughts there. But just want to play that joke for you, just in case. We don't want to take out too much from the normal pod madness, but there you go. Next up, we do have some voice memos. I don't want to have this incredibly short, so Lindsay did send in some the other week. We also had some from Allie Hoopy, but we'll wait until next week so Dane can listen to those as well. So I guess we'll just see what Lindsay has to say.
Oh, Dane, I kind of like this beat. Do you have any songs you can sing for me?
Yo. You hit record, we hit regret, the voice memos, the wildest yet, hot takes, weird thoughts, midnight dreams, the one guy still chasing his dreams, mumbled nonsense, emotional flair, we play it back like we just don't care.
Voice memos.
Here we go.
What's up, podcast? I have so many things to say. In response to, I think, Elizabeth Virgil asking me what I think about Dane's prediction for Shepard's life, I think nothing of it because I think most things Dane says are... you can guess. And I already forgot the other thing I was going to say. But I did go see the Odyssey this weekend, and I haven't finished listening to the pod yet. But I thought it was really good, except for I had to leave early, which really sucked. But I remembered the other thing I was going to say. We're talking about listening to the podcast, and one con of listening to the Until Next Week podcast is I always listen to it Monday mornings when I'm at the gym, and frequently I'm in the middle of back squats or something like that when there's a moment that makes you laugh, and it's just really uncomfortable whenever you're just smiling and laughing while you're lifting, and it's kind of hard.
She has one more. That is so true. I do not listen to my own podcast, or I guess our own podcast when I'm lifting, but I do listen to the Ghostrunners podcast quite a bit, and other like Trey Kennedy's podcast, John Christ, etc. And you gotta be careful if you're doing too much weight and then you're listening to a comedy podcast, because occasionally there are jokes made and then you look like a fool because you either can't push the weight up or you're laughing to yourself and you look like a psycho. And I know that's how Jack usually looks in the gym, but for us normal folk, you need to be careful. Probably just listen to some hard rap music instead, and that'll probably be better for you. But also, still, actually, take that away. No. Actually, listen to the Until Next Week podcast at all times. Listen to it when you're lifting, running, swimming, biking, doing devos, etc. It can help you in all those areas. That'll actually be the next podcast we drop, a devo podcast with Dane, or you can just fast forward to the very end of the episodes and have very quick devos for your small group. If you do that, please let us know, because that would be insane. But what's also insane is this nearly 3-minute voice memo from Lindsay, and we'll just get into it again.
Okay, this is actually an update that I have. So this past Saturday, July 18th, was mine and Daniel's 5th wedding anniversary. Woo! And so the night before, we were at home, and I put Shepard down for a nap. So I guess this was the afternoon. And I was like, man, I don't really feel too good. Like, kind of feel nauseous. You know, I don't know what's going on with me. I was like, I'll probably feel better in a little bit. The hours progress, I still don't feel good, and I just told Daniel, I said, I'm just gonna have to push through. Like, I just have to get the HE double hockey stick over this. And I kept pushing through. Daniel put Shepard down because I did not feel good enough to put him down, and as Daniel was putting Shepard down, I started throwing up. So I was like, this is weird. I must be sick. Not too long after, Daniel comes downstairs, starts throwing up, and I'm like, wow, well, guess we're sick. Then Shepard wakes up at midnight, which he doesn't normally do, but this kid was screaming. I had to get up with him 3 times, and after the second time, I got Daniel. I said, it's your turn, but he was throwing up still, so that was a no-go. So the next morning was our anniversary, and I think we were so just poor in spirit that we didn't even tell each other happy anniversary. And then I went outside to take some trash out, and when I went to take the trash out, I opened the trash can lid, and on the lid I was like, what's all that white stuff? And I look at it, and there are hundreds of larvae, white worms, squirming in our dumpster. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I go inside and I say, Daniel, you need to go outside and you need to take care of this right now. This cannot be happening. So Daniel takes care of it. Then we still decide to go on our anniversary date. We had a gift card to Texas Roadhouse, and we had a gift card to the movies. And so we went to Texas Roadhouse. Neither of us felt up for eating, but we pressed on. And then we both had to use the bathroom after. Then went to see the Odyssey, but by the time our babysitter needed us to be back, we had to leave probably with like 20 to 30 minutes left of the movie. So that was a bummer, but it was really good. And my final assessment, because I know this is getting long, I've been watching the 3rd season of Quarterback on Netflix, and if you're ever wondering what Daniel Reed's personality is like, he's like the Christian version of Baker Mayfield.
First off, very accurate. Except, isn't Baker Mayfield Christian? I feel like he is. I got to check right now. Baker Mayfield Christian? Question mark? He is a Christian, Lindsay. So maybe he's more extrovert, or maybe that's put it another way. Daniel is the non-football version of Baker Mayfield because they are both Christians. But I understand what you're saying, and that's a very good comparison. Did you have lettuce recently, Lindsay? Because I'm starting to think that that sickness might not have been the larvae. It could have been some Taco Bell lettuce that's going around. So that's my number one guess. If you're still alive and you're still listening at this point, I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry that you're still listening, because that means you pushed on and you made it through. You also did text this morning and let me know that you could be a guest on the pod if need be. But luckily Jack came through and you mentioned I could play these voice memos, so we're doing that now. But yeah, hopefully you are feeling a little bit better, and happy belated anniversary. And finally, how do you know the Odyssey was good if you didn't watch the last 30 minutes? I feel like that's when everything happens. I mean, obviously it started really good in the first 75% of the movie, but what if the last 25% was horrible? Would it still be good? In the future, if you know that part's bad, will you only watch the first 75%? The podcast needs answers. Dane needs answers. But Dane needs answers for things that aren't related to your voice memos. I just wanted to point that out really quick. But again, thanks you so much for sending in those voice memos. It's really adding some time to the pod, which is a plus. We'll probably be close to 50-ish minutes. We'll see, give or take. I could play... Jack does have another voice memo. Do I want to play it right now? I could. Sure, why not? Let's do it. He did send in one additional voice memo. It's probably making fun of Dane, which means this is the perfect time to play it.
Guys, we need to not be hating on the Cowboys as much, okay? Let's give credit where credit's due, okay? No one in any single possession has driven down the field as best as Tony Romo. I heard in one possession of alcohol, he drove 40,000 yards, and then he finally got tackled.
I might need to play that one for Dane. That very unfortunate Tony Romo, who had a little bit too much alcohol in his system and said he was going to visit his grandparents when he was getting arrested. He did not go to his grandparents. He was very intoxicated, but that's one of the best highlights the Cowboys system has had in quite some time. Anyways, oh man, it's unfortunate that Dane can't laugh in disgust at all my jokes, but he's laughing in spirit. I know. Let's get to some Spotify responses from this past week. We had one from Elizabeth Virgil. She put, "Aw, I hope Lindsay gets the job. Working at my dad's church with my sister was so much fun, and my kids got to go to childcare there, so I could see them frequently while I worked, which was a huge bonus. Shout out, Elizabeth." Next up, we got Jack. He put, "Not every episode can be a banger, but we are still here for the pod. LeBron trying to chase a championship so hard so he doesn't have a pathetic losing record. Selfish. We want more engagement and wisdom from Peruvian Alvaro. Also, bring back Michael Fuller. The people want more of the world's leading urologist. And then, as Jack always does, he responds on his own comments, to which he put, name 100 pickup lines. That would not end well, especially in 10 minutes. We can probably think of like 3 each. Obviously, that would be tough. We'll see what happens, Jack, but thanks for the idea. Next up, we have Rebecca jumping in. She put, if these were my options, I'd choose not to eat Subway, number 1. Number 2, Arby's. Number 3, Whataburger. Number 4, Burger King. And number 5, Subway again, because it's so bad now. And that's pretty accurate. Subway's gone downhill, but I still think it is better than Jimmy John's. But yeah, those are rough options, not ideal choices if you're trying to get some food in your system. And then we had some comments on Rebecca's comment, one of which was from Jack, to which he put, Subway had a minor, oh gosh, Jack, dang it. He put, someone had a minor, in all caps, setback, but it's all right. I wouldn't say it's horrible. Jack, you're horrible. What are you? Gosh. And then Angela Birdwell responded, if I am going to Whataburger, it's because I get a discount in the app or something. The honey butter chicken biscuits is dry and not good. I'll take breakfast at Chick-fil-A instead any day. Angela, truer words have never been spoken. And honestly, why has Chick-fil-A breakfast not been option at other, why has Chick-fil-A breakfast not been an option at other times of the day? Like, that is one thing that at least Whataburger does okay. They allow the honey butter chicken biscuits, I think, in the evening through like breakfast. I wish Chick-fil-A would do the same. I want to have a Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit at any given point, and that's something else that grinds my gears, that McDonald's breakfast was taken away 24/7. That was such a good time, and that was honestly the worst part of COVID, killing McDonald's all-day breakfast. And then finally, by finally I mean we have 2 more comments. We have one from Nat, to which they put, listening to you guys wax poetically about the Cardinals while they're getting shellacked by the Cubs is the highlight of my week. And again, there's some responses, to which Jack put, preach, Brewers still top spot, and I love it. Go Brew Crew. Fingers crossed we don't fail in the playoffs like every year, which they will. And then Nat responded, spoke too soon. Must be embarrassing giving up 16 runs. It's a bad time as a Cardinals fan. That's all I got to say. But if we wait until next week, until next year, then we should be okay. And then finally, the last comment was by Angela Birdwell, to which she put, I've been wearing the heck out of the pod shirt. New York and Times Square, Iceland, Norway, Scotland, and more to come. Getting some free advertising going for y'all. Keep a watch out for our next stops. Yeah, if you don't follow Angela Birdwell on Instagram, do that ASAP, because that shirt has been to more places than I will ever be. It's traveling the world, and you can tell that maybe that's why Japan's listening. She definitely did not mention Japan there, but maybe the Japan tourists were in Times Square or Iceland or Norway or Scotland. They saw her shirt, and that's why they listened to the pod. Coincidence? I think not. But yes, that is all the comments from the week. We also have the poll results. I should probably lie here because Dane's not in the room, but the question was, who had the better worst chain restaurants draft? And 62.5% of people said Dane. So that is unfortunate. I'm sure saying Raising Cane's probably did not help myself very much. But I had to preach his truth there, you know? You don't want to back down from your beliefs, and that's what I made sure that everyone knew, that Raising Cane's is overrated garbage, to say the least. That's to put it nicely. Next up, we already had Jesus as our number 1 sponsor of the week, so shout out Jesus, shout out Jack taking over that segment this week, which means our number 2 sponsors of the week are Jake Trust and Art, Pretty Ricky, and Baby Shepherd Thomas Reed. Jake Trust and Art, shout out. He sent me a text the other day. We text about baseball cards quite often, and he was like, hey, do you still got that signed Barry Bonds rookie? I'm like, yes, I do. And he's like, well, you're rich. It's worth a fortune now. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I guess I'll retire early. Next up, Pretty Ricky. Nice dude. pretty dude. See him at church leading worship, and it's like, wow, this is cool. This is nice. And finally, we got baby Shepherd Thomas Reed, who I guess I will see in church in the future once they move back to Springfield. But in the meantime, he's helping keep his parents up at night often, and that is something that I want to thank him for, because that leads to better content for the pod, more unhinged voice memos, comments, etc. So shout out to you, baby Shepherd Thomas Reed. And then finally, our number 3 sponsor of the week. I didn't think about this too much before this very moment, but I got to give it to Jack Holmgren. Yes, shout out Jack, coming in clutch in the last minute. I think it was around midnight, give or take, that he was like, yeah, I'll do the pod with you. I'll jump in where Dane kind of dropped the ball a little bit, and it's okay. I'm grateful that we could switch it up a little bit this week. I know Dane's probably happy that he could also switch it up and not show up to the pod, because do you know what? We are going to finish up this episode before 8:30 a.m. The reason, again, I don't know if I mentioned it in great detail, that he's not showing up is because he's visiting houses for Lindsay Reed in Springfield starting at 9 a.m. You do the math there pretty quick. He could have been on the pod, but I don't think he trusted we'll get it done quick enough. But it's okay. It's not Lindsay's fault, because Dane did not mention that he needed to record on Saturday, which is understandable, because I did text him last week asking what day he could record, and we said, let's do Saturday. But, it is what it is. We'll have to wait until next week to hear Dane's rebuttal, but it's okay. It's okay. We did have Jack this week. We had the voice memos from Lindsay. We had all the fine folks of the Until Next Week podcast send in comments and suggestions, etc. So we were okay. Hopefully you're enjoying this quicker episode. And just let us know what you think. Let us know if you thought I did better than Dane this week on the pod. But also, we will put a poll down in the comment section of Spotify where you can actually vote to let us know whether you liked my picks or Jack's picks better for the top phone apps. Trying to look at my notes, see if there's anything else. Yeah, we did the intro, our updates, the grinds gears, did sports talk, did the main segment, did Dane's/Jack's manifesto, Samuel's little known facts, voice memos, Spotify responses. We haven't had an Apple review since 2024, so if you want to be the first one in 2026, please drop that now. And that's about it. But you know what you can still do, before next week. If you have not traveled the world in an Until Next Week shirt, it will change your life. And I'm sure, based on the comments we got, Angela Birdwell can attest to that. That's the reason she could afford to go on these grand vacations, because she first bought that Until Next Week shirt. And you can do that as well, as long as you wear size large or XL, because those are the only sizes we have left. But if you would like to also travel the world in one of these shirts and be as cool as Angela Birdwell, send us a message. We'll hook you up. We'll figure it out. You send us money, we send you shirt. That's how it works around here. Also, if you have not played Pickleball, you need to get on that ASAP, but not with those crappy Walmart paddles. You got to use the best paddles. Yes, that's Friday, Pickleball paddles. But you also got to use the link in our bio, or you can use the code Samuel14434 to get $10 off your order of at least $95. And this week, Venmo Jack money. You don't need a Venmo Dane money. He didn't show up. Venmo Jack money, because he needs that in Florida to do all his good gambling probably that he does down there. Or, I don't know what else he really does in Florida. But Venmo Jack money this week. Also, just keep telling your friends if you enjoy the pod. Leave us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple. Follow us on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, where we never post, and Instagram, where we occasionally post. And you can also leave us a voice memo in that area. And finally, thanks again for listening to episode 188 of the Until Next Week podcast. We'll be seeing you.